Good morning, students. Today I shall do the recapitulation of the chapter 2, that is Inside Our Art. So let's start. The art is referred to as a dynamic planet because of the constant changes both on the surface and in the inside of the art. Art is made up of concentric layers of varying thickness and composition. The concentric layers of the art are the crust, mantle, and core. The uppermost layer is the crust, which is a solid mass. The crust is the thinnest layer. Its thickness varies from 35 km under the continents to about 5 km under the ocean floor. Two distinct layers form the crust: the upper crust or the sial and the lower crust or the sima. Sial is mainly composed of the minerals silica and aluminium. It forms the Continental Crust, whereas sima is mainly composed of silica and magnesium. It forms the ocean floor. The layer underneath the crust is called the mantle. The mantle extends to a depth of 2,900 km below the crust. The inner section is called the core. The core is 3,500 km thick and is made up of nickel and iron and also called knife. The core has very high temperature and pressure. The art crust is made up of minerals and rocks. Rocks are made of combinations of different minerals bound together. Mineral contains one or more elements and which have definite physical and chemical properties. There are three major types of rocks. Number 1, igneous rock. Number 2, sedimentary rock. And number 3, metamorphic rock. Igneous rocks are the oldest rocks and are also called the primary rocks. These rocks are formed from the solidifications of magma. There are two types of igneous rocks. 1, intrusive rocks and 2, extrusive rocks. Rocks formed from the molten material, lava, that has come outside and cooled rapidly on the surface of the art are called extrusive igneous rocks. Extrusive igneous rocks have fine-grained structure, and an example of such is the basalt. The picture of the rock that is shown here is basalt. Next, the molten magma material that has cooled slowly deep inside the art crust are classified as intrusive igneous rocks. Intrusive igneous rocks have large grains. An example of such is the granite. The picture of the rock that is shown here is granite. Next, sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are formed from sediments accumulated over a long period, usually on the floor of oceans, rivers, lakes, etc. The sediments come from this integration of existing igneous and metamorphic rocks on surface of the earth. Sandstone is an example of sedimentary rock. Next, metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks are formed when igneous and sedimentary rocks are subjected to great heat and pressure, and their original character and appearance completely changes, thus giving them a new form. An example of metamorphic rock is when clay changes to slate. Next, rocks are very useful to us. Some of the uses are to build houses, boundary walls, roads, and milestone pillars. Precious stones are used to make jewelry. Rock contains many useful minerals. Rocks are also used to play several local games in India such as seven tiles, hopscotch, or five stones. So, here is the picture of red fort, and it is made of red sandstone. And the Taj Mahal is made of white marble. So, next is rock cycle. One type of rock changes to another type under certain conditions in a cyclic manner. This process of transformation of the rock from one to another is known as the rock cycle. When the molten magma cools, it solidifies to become igneous rock. These igneous rocks are broken down into smaller particles that are transported and deposited to form sedimentary rocks. When the igneous and sedimentary rocks are subjected to heat and pressure, they change into metamorphic rocks. The metamorphic rocks, which are still under great heat and pressure, melt down to form molten magma. This molten magma again can cool down and solidify into igneous rocks. Rocks are made up of different minerals. Minerals are naturally occurring substances which have certain physical properties and definite chemical composition. Minerals are very important to humankind. Some are used as fuels, for example, coal, natural gas, and petroleum. They are also used in industries for iron, aluminium, gold, uranium, etc. in medicine, in fertilizers, etc. So student, this is for today. Hope it will be helpful for you all. Here I conclude. Thank you.